stay for. And this, I think, was the first time we went to sleep and woke up at like a normal time. So it took sort of 4 days to sort of catch up on things. I really feel like I'm in a travel video right now, because the travel videos, don't you think? The travel videos when you see someone sitting on a train and they've got like the background going, and it's like, well, they're moving, they're in the train. So we're in a train, we're actually heading out to Oxford University for the day. Actually, just for the morning. We've got some massive plans for this evening, which I won't tell you about until later on. We caught the, what time was it, the train?
8:20.
8:20. And the thing in London is, if you, as a tourist, if you leave early, like you leave with all the travellers, it's crazy expensive. So this train ride, it's going to take an hour, and when I say, oh, we're going to, it's like 130 quid, which is like 160 US dollars, which is like, it's a lot of money. If we travelled after 9:30, I think it would have been half, so that's alright. This is the kind of stuff that happens, but you just got to roll with it. So we've got an hour, which is pretty good. It's nice to sit down and do nothing. Alright, so who's ready for today's travel tip? So we are heading, as I mentioned, we're going to Oxford University, and we're actually going to be doing a walking tour. Airbnb, which we talked about the other day in terms of staying local, staying in a local neighbourhood, is they offer sort of tours run by regular people. Be like a person who loves the area, who's maybe a student, maybe a historian, and they lead small groups, and it's super cheap. It's not ridiculous. I think this one is £20 each. 2 hours, a walking tour of Oxford. We'll go through the university. We might even see some scenes where Harry Potter film was made. It's with a local, very small group. They're called experiences when you go on Airbnb. In addition to sort of the lodging or places to stay, there's experiences, and we've done it quite a few times in many of the cities we've gone to. But it's a super cool tip, super inexpensive, and you get to sort of be with locals. But that's our tip for the day. And we're going to be in Oxford in a few, well, you can see it's pretty cool scenery. It's just actually amazing. It's beautiful. It's a bit cloudy, but we're not too worried about the weather. So we'll see you when we get there. All right. This is me just looking off into the distance, wondering. All right, bye.
Oh, I'm having the chicken and fries, the safe choice.
Chicken and fries, and we've got
Meat pie.
a meat pie and some sort of greeny salady stuff. So we just got back from Oxford. This is Paddington Station. This is one of my favourites. It looks amazing. This is a lot of these green trains, Great Western Railway. They go to sort of Greater London, outside of London, but it's a pretty amazing train station. So we had a fun time in Oxford. I'll catch you up in a little bit, but right now we're going to head back to our flat and get ready for tonight's festivities. All right, bye. We just got back from Oxford, and we actually stopped at the bakery down the road and got another flourless chocolate cake, so it's delicious. So really quickly, we want to do like a little recap of our visit to Oxford, because there were some definite highlights, there was definite, I'm not going to call them lowlights, but there was little funny things. So what was your highlights?
No, I just love seeing the campus. I loved we took a tour with a guy that's like a local.
We were the only
Oxford
people
guy
on the tour.
Yeah, it was us, and he was really good. I learned a lot about Oxford, and I didn't know that it had like 39 colleges and just some of the history and tradition. And all the famous people that have gone through Oxford, and it was really cool. It was really
Yeah.
cool to see the grounds and the old buildings, and it was really neat. And of course, where Harry Potter was filmed, and
Yeah, we got
it
to
was
see
really
that.
good.
It was good. So in terms of like the opposite of highlights was the fact is we froze our asses off. We're from Chicago. We live in Chicago. We know what cold is, but we were so flipping cold.
The weather here is just really hard. You like read the forecast, and it says, "Oh, it's going to be like 55." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll wear a sweater and a light jacket." And as soon as we stepped off the train in Oxford, I was like, "Oh crap, I made the wrong decision."
Yeah.
I have a nice warm jacket that was here all day while I froze on this tour. Like froze. My hands were so cold. So as soon as we finished the tour, we had lunch at a pub and warmed up, which was really nice.
Yep,
At like
good. That was
like
another
a
highlight.
really, really old pub. But then and I got a sweatshirt.
We went shopping because we
Had
were
to get
cold.
warm, so I put a sweatshirt on over my sweater and under my jacket. Then I also found a scarf, so I bought that to stay warm. And then I'm like, gosh, my hands are freezing.
So we got gloves as well.
So now we are smart. We left gloves at home, but now we're prepared for other things we're doing outside. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to try to focus more on the feels like temperature than the real one. I don't know. It's just really hard here in London. If the sun is not shining, it is cold.
It's cold.
It's cold.
Yep. And the other low light was finding out halfway through the tour that our tour guide, Tony, his wife has COVID. So if we get COVID, it's Tony's wife's fault.
Oh, I couldn't believe it.
Okay, fingers crossed we don't catch COVID. We made it, and tonight's activity is to go to a stadium and see something really, really cool. So when we're coming over to London, I really wanted to do a tour of Wembley Stadium. So Wembley Stadium is the biggest sort of sports stadium in, I guess, England, and many would consider the world. As a kid, I used to watch big games, while on TV. I used to get up in the middle of the night to watch the big finals. And I wanted to do a tour of Wembley Stadium. When I checked online, I found out there's actually a game going on tonight, and actually England is playing Ivory Coast. So I'm shaking with excitement. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I'm looking at. It should be a lot of fun. We're at the game. It starts in over an hour. We're inside and enjoying some gin and tonic and people watching. It's gonna be fun. So we're walking back. It was an amazing experience. the game and being at Wembley Stadium. It's something that was brilliant. Getting out of it was a bit of a nightmare, just obviously tens of thousands of people. Actually, the capacity, well, the crowd tonight was 74,000 people.
73,000 people. They have to all walk down the same narrow road out.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a challenge, but there was actually a security guy that ended up playing Sweet Caroline on his megaphone. Everyone started singing. Actually, I videoed that, so you just saw that. So the cool thing is we're walking back to our flat and, through the neighborhood, and there's convenience stores every couple hundred feet. So we popped into one and we get some water, and then we'll think, oh, we should have got some eggs. So we got some eggs, and then we walked past another one and we ended up picking some Prosecco, because why not? And yes, that's the end of day 4, another long day.
Yeah, day 4.
Started in Oxford and ended with a really cool game of football at Wembley Stadium.
So much fun.
So much fun. So good night, another day tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be action-packed, so we'll catch you tomorrow.